Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a hell of a show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So let's get into today's topic here. So, as y'all know, we recently did some shows reacting to the comments that Ray Lewis had to make about Shannon Sharpe, right? That he made about him on the Patrick Bet David podcast. And then a few days later, Shannon Sharpe responded to those comments on his own show, reacting to it and basically saying that, you know, kick me while I'm down and all that other stuff, which Chad Johnson was on there as well, right? And really where all of this kind of chatter around Shannon emanated from, and the jokes, or however you want to describe it, came from the lawsuit that he found himself entangled in, where he was sued for $50 million by an Instagram model by the name of Gabriella Zuniga, right? And then we later on found out that he settled out of court. Some people are reporting the figure to be around $20-something million. And then after that, you know, he was hit with another lawsuit that was later on dropped, but that's what he was hit with. And then he had to pay that. And then subsequently, ESPN decided to cut ties with him, right? And then after that news came out, she then went on to basically say that she's going to be retiring from OnlyFans and to go on to basically start a new career. So I was going through the internet here and I came across a report from yahoo.com via, I believe, Complex, and it says Shannon Sharpe accuser demands to be called the boss. The boss. Following settlement. And then they put a picture of her here, like in her new attire and all of this. And I'm like, you simply cannot make this stuff up at this point. And when this post went viral on Twitter, people were absolutely flame broiling Shannon Sharpe. But before we even get into what this post said and the reaction from people, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's quickly react to the article here. It says Gabriella Zuniga, the former OnlyFans model who accused Shannon Sharpe of sexual assault and wants to go by a new name, The Boss. On Saturday, September 6th, Zuniga posted a mirror selfie on Instagram showing her wearing a classic black suit and oversized frames. From now on, when you see me, refer to me as Gabriella Zuniga, ma'am, or boss. The caption read, you can see that there in the bottom of her profile. And then it goes, the post comes just over a month after Zuniga announced her retirement from OnlyFans. The announcement came just before news broke of her settlement with the former professional football player and current podcaster. In her suit, Zuniga sought $50 million in damages, including emotional distress and suffering. The terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Zuniga, who was represented by Tony Busby, and also alleged that throughout a rocky consensual relationship with Shannon Sharpe for 2 years, the retired NFL player recorded their sexual encounters, sometimes sharing them without her consent. The woman also accused Sharpe of R-ing her multiple occasions from 2004 to early 2005. So that's what she posted, and you saw the image of that, right? So let's go what people said here on Twitter. And this is from the account Fear Buck. And it says, Shannon Sharpe's accuser, Gabriella Zuniga, says everyone should call her boss, ma'am, or the Dawn, after allegedly settling for over $20 million with him. And this post generated 5.4 million views, and it was shared on September 6th. So let's continue on what some people had to say here. It says Monique told him, but he ain't want to listen. He was kikiing. Now we are Shannon don't want to hear nobody. Another guy said, work your whole life to get gripped by a mental unstable woman who's 22 years young than you isn't even hot. You set men back 1,000 years with this one, Unc. Another guy said, Cat Williams tried to warn Shannon Sharpe after the Jonathan Majors situation, but he brushed it off. Continues on. Another guy says, Charlemagne calls out Shannon Sharpe for being 54 years old and dating a 19-year-old alleged OnlyFans girl who is suing him for $50 million. Another one says, Shannon Sharpe retired a white woman, but told his daughter he ain't contributing to her wedding. Damn. Woo! I didn't even know that one. Black men's kinks be louder than their legacy. Good Lord, this dude roasted him. Another guy says Stephen A. Smith's reaction to Shannon Sharpe being fired by ESPN after paying off former OnlyFans model Gabriela Zuniga, and Gilbert Arenas being arrested on federal indictment alleging he operated an illegal gambling business. Another guy says, Goku, Grok, is this true? It just keeps going on. A few other comments here. People just kept on. One guy said, what the F did he do that he had to pay over $20 million? And people just kept on roasting and toasting him in the comment section, man. People just kept on roasting and toasting him. Now, I think that she's trolling. She's trolling because she knows that Shannon is absolutely going to be furious if he comes across those comments. And if I'm him, I'm absolutely distraught. I'm distraught. It's not like as if Shannon, was in a relationship where he was married or something, and they go through a divorce settlement, and you're paying off, a person that you were married to, right? That you had a life with, that contributed to you at various points in times in your life. Maybe you had a child with them. Maybe you met them when you didn't have any money. You grew into that's one thing. Not to say you'd be happy about still giving money away, but in this case, what did this girl add to your life? That must make it even more painful because it was a 100% transactional relationship. 100%. 100%. There was no equity that was built there. There was no future that these people built together, were looking to build together. There was nothing there beyond the sex that they described. So to find yourself in a situation where this is something that was an on and off thing for 2 years, you're not going to marry this girl for sure. It must be very, very painful. But then again, who do you have to blame here? Who do you have to blame here? At a certain point, yes, you may be targeted and all that, but at a certain point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say to myself, well, what am I doing to put myself in these kind of situations? Because they don't gain access to you if you don't let them. They don't gain access to you if you don't let them. These are just the facts. She didn't walk up to you and put a pistol by the side of your head and say, give me your phone number. So they don't gain access to you if you don't let them. So, hey, let this be a lesson to everybody out there. Be careful, especially if you're in a position of power, influence, and you have money and you have something to lose. Be very careful. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.